Today we're going to tie a nail squid. It's one of my favourite little patterns. This was devised about 30 to 35 years ago in a bit different form for brim fishing in the Oncaparinga with ray brown. First we lay down a nice thread, just a layer of thread there. Now take a bit of faux bucktail, which is coming in about a week or two. Only need a very little bit, it's only mouth parts, so basically about so much is plenty. Just uneven the ends a little bit and put it on top. 4 ties, bend it back over, 4 ties or so. So we've got a bit of mouth parts going there already. Next step, I take a bit of my secret stash dubbing, take a little bit off. This is to make the head a bit larger. So just wrap the dubbing just behind the mouth parts. A bit more. This also helps the tentacles separate a bit too when you tie them in. So we just tie that in first. Use a bit of our rubber legs, tentacles, take out a couple, tie them so they're long out the front. So these will be your longer tentacles. So just tie them in back there like such. Bring it up, and I usually spread them side to side just to keep them separated a little bit. So we separate them out, tie them down a little bit, pull them up, move them to the forward, and take another one, make this one exactly half, or roughly half, put on your thread, tie it down a bit. These will be your shorter tentacles. I usually do 4, just give them a little bit of extra movement, because these do move around a lot. Very good. So if the camera's going in and out of focus a bit, you'll have to get something a little bit better later on. And that's the 3rd lot. And then the 4th lot. Tie them under over, doesn't make a real difference. I'll tie these up, over the top. So we get those tied in. Bring your 3 threads back. They're not going to go anywhere now. So you get your tentacles tied in. This size squid, I use a size 6 heads that we have on site. Just put it over, just feel it's pretty loose, so yeah, you don't want it too loose. So what I do then is just grab a little bit more of the dubbing, and what you're doing here is actually building up the head so it's reasonably tight when you put it on. Don't have to have it too tight, just reasonably. Just run up, bit of dubbing over itself, get your head again, put it on. It's still a bit, needs a little bit more. So just a bit more dubbing. That looks like a bit about right. Okay, at this stage you can actually whip finish the fly. First time makes the next step a little bit easier. You either half hitch, or if you've got a long matterelli like I've got, just whip finish that down. Gluing the head on, I use a rather cheap soft UV. I've got the link on the Facebook page where you can get this, and it's very good for the price. I like the soft stuff because it doesn't crack and go brittle. So give a nice round of the UV. Put your head on, just neaten it up a little bit, make it look a bit pretty. Make sure it corresponds with your eyes level. Get your heat lamp or your UV lamp and hit it with the UV lamp. Rotate. That's basically half the fly done. Once you're happy it's heated up nicely, just to turn off your heat lamp. You'll be needing that again soon. So, okay, next steps of the body. We just restart the thread 3/4 or 2/3 of the way to the eye. Just restart the body there. You can use a lot of different materials for this, chenille, dubbing, whatever you like, rope, whatever. I'm going to use chenille on this one. So we just tie some chenille in, bring your thread back to the eye. And what we're going to do is, with reasonably close wraps, wrap towards the head, the back of the hook. Try not to get your tentacles in there. Bring it right to the back of the head, couple it at the head, and then come back down. Probably you can do a bit more open wrap with that as you go, just get a bit more tapered body. So keep going till we get back to the hook eye, and we just tie it off. Usually 3 over, bring your chenille back, and then wrap it back with about 5 turns, 6 turns. You've got your chenille's trapped in there nicely. And what we do, take our whip finisher, just run 2, 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter, 5's enough. You're going to get a little UV in there anyway. So that's your body for your squid. Now we come to gluing on our nail back. Usually get a nail and just measure it beforehand. Just sitting over the eyes, just before the eyes, isn't a bad idea. Okay, so we've got our shell ready. Get our soft glue again. UV. We put a fair bit on this time. A bit more near the head. Try and keep it on top as much as possible. And just place your nail. Make sure it's in a good position. Once you're happy with where your nail is, make sure it's square with everything, hook eye and everything. It's just a matter of hitting it with your UV light. The nail's opaque enough for it to the light to get through and cure it. Just leave it a little bit longer on there. Take it upside down. It's going to get some squish out from the onto the chenille. So we just glue that there, UV it. Use the soft if you can, because the hard can get a little bit brittle and it might crack and you'll lose your shell back. But that's not hard if you've got some UV. If you're going away with it, take some UV and a lamp, just in case you need to just running repairs. Yeah, so that's basically got some indelible markers, and just put a bit of colour into it. Just give it a dab around and hit it with your finger, just to smear it around a bit. Smear it, give it some pattern work. Just smear it down around a bit. Gives that bit of pattern on the back of the squid. So use the grey there, use a bit of green, use the other end, use a bit of green, doesn't have to be, it's just gives an idea of colour, a bit lighter, just all colours don't matter, the more the merrier, just basically trying to imitate a squid, turning colour a bit. Do anything special. Final step, use a bit of UV nail polish, have your lamp ready, and just a brush on the back of the fingernail, just to give it a bit of shine, plus we'll keep those colours colour fast. So give it a bit of a brush like that, just takes a little bit longer to cure, but it still will cure. It'll cure non-tack as well. That's what I like about that UV I'm using. They do a hard and a soft, and they both dry non-tack, and they're, I don't know, $6 for 250ml, something like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, but like I said, you see that on the Facebook page. And that's pretty much about the end of the tying stage for the nail squid. Excellent little pattern, very realistic, excellent, brilliant in the water, such a lot of movement, and yeah, just a really good little fly. Tie one up yourself and give it a fish.